Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's right, my name is Matt. Hello. Last time on Buffy, what happened? We got genuinely one of the best episodes of the show in the form of the stupidest episode of the show. It was right up my alley, honestly. Like, if you wonder what type of episodes I want to see, it's something like previous episode. It was incredibly meta, and it was incredibly self-aware of its own existence, of the show's entire run, which is why I really liked it. The fact that it was a Xander episode, which is probably my least favorite character in the show, was not a detriment to the episode. So that's how good it was. I don't know if anything that happened in that episode will ever matter. Xander and Faith fucked. That's probably like the only thing that might carry over, but besides that, it's just like whatever. I spent like an entire evening editing like a random ass like 2 seconds loop of Sanders saving President Obama from a bomb or whatever. So that's what I do with my life. We like jokes here. Anyway, next episode. Today we're watching episode 14. I don't know what's gonna happen in it, but 2 weeks ago we got an important episode where Giles stopped being Buffy's watcher, and we're probably gonna get a new watcher. I think they explicitly said that that will be the case, so maybe this is the episode where we actually do get that. So let's see what happens. Before we begin, Patreon, check out the Patreon link in the description below, pop up on screen. You can support the channel, get the next 2 episode reactions as well as full-on reactions already over there, and just helping me out a ton. I would really appreciate that. And let us begin. So Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 3 episode 14. Let's go.
Come on, really? All this time and not even one?
Let's see what they're talking about.
I've never done it with Xander.
I mean,
He's just a friend. And you never put in for a little after hours. Thanks for the poetry. And now, count of 3. 1.
my man has swords. Who was this man in life? Faith? Thanks for the save, girl.
That was me fighting for my life, Miss Attention Span. This isn't a Tupperware party. It's a little hard to plan. They're toast and we're here, so it couldn't have been too bad, right?
Check these out.
What? Oh, dude, it's been so many episodes I literally forgot that they existed a little bit. It's been like 2 months.
The dedication coming up in a few days. We certainly can't have anything interfering with that.
Maybe we should postpone the dedication.
I believe the Honorable Mayor hates that idea.
You can tell by the musical cue.
Final step before my ascension.
Ascension. Oh! Oh shit. Is he a JRPG boss? Is he about to become God?
I'll be on a higher plane. I won't be concerned with the little things.
I kind of like this, actually. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about, but I like it. I enjoy a good antagonist that wants to reach heaven. Like, oftentimes in JRPGs, you find a dude who just either wants to become God or somehow became God. I want to see that. Whatever God is also a nebulous concept. It's just that superior state of being. The more non-corporeal it is, the better, actually.
Incidentally won't be needing a higher education when she markets her own very successful line of hookerware.
I could dress more like you, but my father has a job.
Training procedures have been updated quite a bit since your day.
Oh, is this a new watcher?
I have, in fact, faced 2 vampires myself. Under controlled circumstances, of course.
New watcher?
New watcher.
Wesley Wyndham Price.
He's gonna be dead by the end of the episode. Or gonna leave at the end of the episode. Maybe he'll stay, I don't know.
Why don't you tell me everything about last night's patrol?
Vampires.
Yes?
Killed him.
Anything else you can tell me?
There's actually information.
15th century duelist cult. Deadly in their day. Their numbers dwindled in later centuries due to an increase in anti-vampire activity. Became the acolytes of a demon called Balthazar, who brought them to the New World, specifically here.
Seem to know a lot about them.
I didn't get this job because of my looks.
I really, really believe that.
Happily, Balthazar was killed. I don't know by whom. Balthazar had an amulet, purported to give him strength.
Like, if anything, I have to give the fact that he knows his knowledge.
You will go to the Gleaves family crypt tonight and fetch the amulet.
I will.
Are you not used to being given orders?
Whenever Giles sends me on a mission, he always says, please. And afterwards, I get a cookie.
Oh, here we go.
This is perhaps Faith.
New watcher?
New Watcher.
Screw that.
That's good.
They'll get used to me.
I don't know about that. You'll have to get used to them.
Taking the fun out of slaying, stabbing, beheading.
Oh, like you don't dig it.
I don't.
Nope.
You're a liar. You can't fool me. Look in your eyes right after a kill, just get hungry for more.
You're way off base.
Hey, slang's what we were built for. If you're not enjoying it, you're doing something wrong.
You weren't built for it. You weren't born a Slayer. You become one. So I suppose you can start arguing about fate and stuff, but anyway, I'm thinking about this new Watcher. He's either gonna radically change by the end of the episode, or she's gonna die by the end of the episode, or she's gonna leave by the end of the episode. He's not gonna stay like this.
Game over.
Okay. Oh, here they are. But they will see that one of them is open though. The one with the amulet. They're gonna be like, who was here? Maybe they don't care. They just came here and they're happy that they got it. Well. Okay, let's follow them.
Wait. Stop. Think.
No, no, no.
This is the episode where their differences come into play.
I don't know how many's down there, but I want to find out. And I'll know when I land. If you don't come in after me, I might die.
That's true.
These are all the diaries, then, yours included.
That's everything. Knock yourself out.
Here's your first entry. Slayer is willful and insolent. That would be our girl, wouldn't it? Her abuse of the English language is such that I understand only every other sentence.
Oh shit, that was good. Faith girl? Is she just pretending? Hopefully. Yep, that's what you do, actually.
When they drown me.
It's not the first time, no. She died once like that, actually. We're taking it.
Tell me you don't get off on this.
Didn't suck. How about verifying that your nearly extinct cult was out in magnum force last night?
You're right.
I had to lather, rinse, and repeat about 5 million times to get the sewer out of my hair, but otherwise I'm of the good. Thank you for asking.
Remember the 3 key words for any Slayer. Preparation, preparation, preparation.
That's one word 3 times. Jaws, we need to talk.
Buffy, I must ask you to remember that I'm your watcher. The only thing you need to discuss with Mr. Giles is overdue book fees.
We'll talk.
Of course.
You're not helping.
I know. I feel just sick about it.
It was like I just let go and became this force. I just didn't care anymore.
Oh shit, did she have that rush?
Remember, no talking.
You see, the thing was, Faith knew that I didn't even want to go.
Girl? She's gonna, yeah.
Okay, so the best part? Buffy.
She's breaking rules. She's becoming a bad girl.
Sorry. Okay, so we're down there in the sewers, and Faith's got 3 of them on her at once. How come your eye twitches every time I say Faith's name?
What?
Oh, Faye didn't, she didn't tell her. What the
Hey, girlfriend. Bad time?
She does not give a fuck.
You can't you?
I guess. She's going through a rebel phase. Bad parental figure coming in new. Very teenage episode. Just breaking in like the Kool-Aid man. So I have a question. Do UV lamps not work? Can we just not theoretically just get a bunch of UV lamps and just have that as part of our arsenal? So I saw the title of this episode, and the episode was called Bad Girls. I see it now, actually. Earlier, it seemed like it was going to be an episode about their differences, and it might still be one, but now this is just turning into Buffy's having a rebel phase. She's gonna get off of it after 1 episode, it's fine.
Hey, you're not leaving, are you?
I saw you making friends.
Face friends.
Nice. I like you. You're not afraid of little me, are you?
You remember what happened last time y'all fucked? Wasn't that like a huge thing about your character and how you felt about yourself?
No problem, we got the amulet.
I know, I spoke to Giles, but he said you gave it to someone.
Oh,
Speak of the really annoying person.
they're gonna kill him and she's gonna feel awful about it. That's my prediction for this episode.
Where's the amulet? Who are you?
A friend.
It's somewhere safe. How did you know?
Pooches your jacket.
Now, hang on a minute.
Walking around with this thing's like wearing a target.
I'm gonna put it somewhere safe that's actually safe. I'll do some recon on Balthazar.
If I may, Balthazar is dead. Am I the only one that remembers that?
Be careful.
You know me?
I mean it.
What's going on?
I see.
Oh my god. He looks like that one villain from that one episode of Doctor Who that people don't like talking about. Whoop, they found it.
Maybe 12 bad guys and one big demon in desperate need of a stairmaster.
Well, we know he has psychic powers, so that's bad.
Oh, score.
Okay, we're just robbing a store.
Life the Slayer's very simple. Want, take, have.
Do these people not have like a bunch of cameras and the police are gonna get you and shit? Buffy's, I think, straight up gonna get in trouble, I think. Did I see someone walk behind her? Yep. Well, lovely.
Some artillery you two are putting together.
You want to get out of here?
Contrary to fate, Buffy does have like a house and a family and a place she lives in. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
We should call an ambulance.
5 people already have the racket we made, and they're fine. Come on! So what'd you and Faith do last night?
You don't want to know.
There we go. Thanks a lot, fellas.
Hey, back to them.
All right, you can come out now.
He has to hide in the closet.
Bright little faces. I swear, I could just eat them up.
And he might. Oh, they're here. Oh, shit.
In the name of Lord Balthazar, die!
Why they always gotta be using swords? It's called a Uzi, you chump. Would have saved your ass right about now.
Don't we have security working in this building?
I had no idea.
There's no need to swoon, Alan, but try to keep things secure.
Literally your job, man. So why did they go after the mayor?
It's been 100 years since my enemy crippled me. Ultimate power is within his grasp. And I shall not let it be.
Is he talking about the mayor? Maybe that's his enemy that crippled him 100 years ago.
It's too dangerous. But I've done this sort of thing before. Like 1,000,000 times, and I can totally handle myself. But we'll hang out later, right? Yeah, you go ahead. I'll just get my stuff. Stupid.
Aww.
Hey, how do you feel about getting some ribs? You know, after we're done?
A longbow is not good at close range, by the way. Like,
The way you've handled this assignment is something of an embarrassment to the council. The fact is, you're no longer qualified to act as Watcher.
we only saved the world like 3 times.
It's simply time for somebody else to take the field.
That's a good time to start.
Okay.
Faith, no!
She just fucking killed that dude.
Don't move.
I didn't know.
We need to call 911 now.
No, that dude's dead.
I need something to stop the.
No, that dude's dead. Dude, like. Alright.
Come on, we gotta go!
Yeah.
Angel,
Buffy, I've been looking for you. Hey, your hand.
it's okay.
She came back for it. Yeah. I'm like really into this episode. He got like real shit serious.
Oh, God.
Of course he's shitting himself. Like he's not used to this.
We have to stay calm.
Oh my god, you're here. I was planning to panic.
You know what I want.
If it's for me to scrub those hard-to-reach areas, I'd like to request you kill me now.
This is hardly the time for games.
Why not? They're gonna torture us to death anyway.
She's not wrong about that.
We can deal with this rationally. We have
Bro.
something you want. You have something we want.
Wait, boring. Pull off his kneecaps!
No. The Slayer gave it to someone.
Oh my
tall
God, of
man,
course.
A friend of hers. I can tell you everything.
The man who has my amulet! What is his name?
His name is Angel.
Oh, he's here. Read it. Alright. So you gotta fight on his back, so he can't do like the telekinetic shit on you. He can move, so... Damn. Hell yeah! Hell yeah. I like whenever we see Angel kick ass. I feel like he's oftentimes not the guy who kicks ass, despite being like a boss tier vampire that we just have around, but he just delivers information and he's sad the entire time. Oh shit! Drop it! Yeah! Hell yeah! Is that it? We should double tap, just in case.
You think you've won?
Watch out for the mayor.
When he rises,
Ooh.
you wish I'd killed you all.
Ooh. I like it.
Nostre in tenebris in
Okay, we get to see it? Okay. He's just gonna turn into Satan or something. Let's see.
I don't understand why Alan would miss this. He's usually so punctual.
Did it work?
Let's find out. Open the cage.
He's just gonna obliterate that guy on the cage. I like how snappy that was. It's very in character. I want him to just explode. Oh. Alright. Okay, he's immortal for whatever reason. Become invincible. Alright.
Commences the 100 days.
Oh.
Nothing can harm me until the ascension.
Okay, we have a time limit. This is fun.
Gosh, I'm feeling chipper.
This is fun. Okay, let's see the fate stuff. Of course, she's scared since it's a cop or something.
So,
I'm alright. You know me.
Just give her a hug, man.
It's nothing to talk about. I was doing my job.
being a slayer is not the same as being a killer. Like, sooner or later, we're both gonna have to deal.
Wrong.
Faith, you can shut off all the emotions that you want, but eventually they're gonna find a body.
No, they're not.
Now, you
She
understand
disposed
me?
of it,
There
didn't
is
she?
no body. I took it, weighted it, and dumped it. Body doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Getting rid of the evidence doesn't make the problem go away. You killed a man.
No, you don't get it. I don't care.
That's a lie. All right. That's a good episode on there. That was an eventful episode. I would describe that episode as eventful on many different levels. But let's start with what the end of the episode was, which is Faith just killed a man, put a stake throughout his heart, pressed it deep, and now he's dead. I guess that kind of worked. But yeah, Faith just killed a dude. And it was okay. It makes sense that it's Faith the one that did it. I mean, from like a storytelling perspective, if Buffy had just killed a dude, it would have been difficult to carry on the show with the main character having just killed a random civilian. But because Faith is the one that did it, I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Because what's good is that Buffy, straight up, she came here. She didn't come here to check on Faith. She came here to discuss, what are we gonna do? We just killed a person. And like in Buffy's head, she's like, you know, like, we kill someone, we have to tell people, like, they're probably gonna find us or something. And Faith is like, I disposed of the body, don't worry about it. Like, it doesn't have to be a problem. Buffy's like, what? Of course, the way this ends is Faith saying, like, listen, I don't care. We know she does. Like, because, like, we can actually see it, right? We can actually see her trying to scrub the blood off of her hands, which is, it's cliche, but it's symbolic. It's this thing of like, it doesn't come off because it's not gonna come off because it's not a physical thing. It's mental, it's emotional. She's just gonna have to carry the fact that she just killed a dude, and she's trying to get rid of that because it feels bad. It feels bad. She doesn't want to talk about it. She doesn't want to admit it, but it's there. It's very much present. And Buffy just tells her that, but Faith is not gonna budge. Faith is like, nope. I don't care. I'm fine. Not the case. But you know, this is the way Faith is. Every time Faith has some kind of issue, we just get to see her shrug it off. We get to see how she keeps pretending that it doesn't matter. Again, going all the way back to that episode, God, what I don't remember exactly what happened in the episode. I think it was like Buffy didn't want to tell Faith about Angel or something like that. And the way Faith took that was that Faith was like, oh, Buffy doesn't trust me, doesn't want to open up to me. Yeah, and they fought each other. I think it was also the episode with the other Watcher. Am I wrong? The point is that at the end of the episode, they're all injured because I think they were fighting each other. And Buffy comes to talk to Faith. And at the end of the episode, there was this moment where Buffy tells Faith, let's talk about it. And Faith's like, nah. And then Buffy starts to leave. And Faith says, hey, Buffy. And Buffy's like, what? And then Faith is like, actually nothing. That's how it is. Faith does feel things, because saying that you don't is, I mean, it's a very 17-year-old thing to do, actually. It's a very immature teenager thing to do. But the reality is that everyone is a person and everyone cares. And you can't say that you don't. Buffy realizes this because on some level, Buffy has gone through stuff like this. She went through something like this in this episode, actually. But she has less of a tolerance to it than Faith, you know? Because Buffy already had gone through an episode like this before, which is the first episode of season 2 when she was bad. We had the really cool Sander moment when he was like, if Willow gets hurt because of you, I don't fucking care who you are, I'm gonna kill you myself. Like, that was cool, because he was calling out on Buffy's bullshit that she had that episode where she was trying to regain her confidence and her life, on control of her life in some way, which essentially manifested in a very harmful way from everyone around her. Faith is on a way doing something similar, and Buffy did something similar this episode again. She relapsed into that, but then the moment she did that, they immediately got caught by the police, and she was like, never mind, I'm a good girl, sorry. And from that moment onward, Buffy kind of chilled down, but then they committed a murder. Well, Faith committed a murder, but Buffy is complicit in the murder, we can say, because she's withholding information. I mean, I'm assuming she's gonna withhold information. I don't think she's gonna tell the police, like, yeah, I know the killer, like... And also, I don't think they could, like, trial her or anything, because, like, there's no body, right? And there's probably not... earlier I mentioned, like, is there no camera seeing them? I mean, nowadays there would be. Back in 1998, I'm not sure. Or 1999, I think this place in 99, actually. I'm not sure if there would be cameras in that store. Or anywhere on the streets, but... I don't know if they could track it down to Faith. So even if she told the police, like, Faith killed that dude... I don't think it would do much. And honestly, Faith would just, like, break out and just leave, because that's what she does. Like, there's, like, a little bit of an implication that she has done shit like that before in the past, so that doesn't really face her. But something that does face her is, I just killed a person, like someone that was actually a normal dude, a civilian. And that's dark for the show. That is definitely a step up that the show decided to take here, making it going into a more darker territory. My friend just sent me an image of a movie that's upcoming. Is it a Netflix? Yeah, it's a Netflix movie that's coming. And it's a movie about the chupacabra. You know, the cryptid. You know, everyone knows the chupacabra. But it's like a cute movie or like a boy befriending it or whatever. So they titled it Chupa. Which is the most fucking English-speaking thing I've ever seen. Chupa just means suck. This movie is called Suck. It's suck like a command, you know? Like you're telling someone to suck you. That's what it's called. That's hilarious, actually. I love that. I'm gonna be reacting to the fucking Chupa movie. Okay, back to Buffy being an incredibly dark show today. Buffy is complicit to murder on some level. Faith is a murderer, and she has to deal with that. And I actually look forward to seeing that. I look forward to seeing Faith develop as a character with this in mind, because this is going to be something that's not going to go away. Like, the fact that she just murdered someone is not just going to disappear. This is something to her character that's going to become relevant. It is relevant now, and it will be relevant in the future as well. It might even be a thing for Buffy, honestly. The fact that Faith fucked Sander might also be important in the future. Maybe not. In this episode, it was brought up, definitely was mentioned. I'm not sure if it's going to be followed upon, but it could be. Like, Faith just asked Buffy if Buffy ever fucked Sander. Buffy's like, no. And that made me think that Faith told Buffy. But later, Buffy's having this moment where anytime she mentions Faith, Sander eyes twitches. Like a tick or something. Like, oh, okay, that's weird, but sure. Buffy's able to tell, and that could just be like a one-off joke. But it could also be followed upon. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, man, like, I keep thinking to someone leaving me a comment on the Christmas episode that this is where Faith's actress turned 18 like after the Christmas thing. So we should expect to see more Faith coming in now. And I can see that Faith is going to become relevant now, that we're setting up things with Faith immediately. And I like it. We'll see where this goes. But yeah, Faith is a bad girl. And now she has to deal with bad girl stuff. There are actions for my consequences. Who would have thought? I mean, it is an accident. The murder was an accident, but still, her very I don't give a fuck attitude. I'm not going to second guess myself. I'm just going to go for it. That's kind of what got her in this situation. So Buffy, be more careful. This is what happens. She's the one that saw that dude and she was like, oh, wait, hold on. Don't do it. And Faye just fucking killed him. So. All right, so Balthazar, I mean, episodic villain, whatever, we just dealt with him. The best thing about Balthazar is that right at the end, he was like, actually, the real final boss is about to rise. And oh man, you're gonna regret killing me then, because oh boy, you would have wished you would have died here. So I don't fucking know what's about to happen here. I'm trying to link things back to the evil entity. I don't remember the name of it, but I'm just gonna call it the evil entity. The first evil. And like the only reason I'm trying to link it back to that, because even in that episode, I was like, I'm not sure if this is going to matter or not, because it might not come back. But then after that episode came out, the Christmas episode again, people were like, oh yeah, this entity is actually something that's going to matter. Like the first evil is going to be a fucked up antagonist. And I'm sitting here like, okay, I guess I know that now. So now I'm trying to see if this is going to link into the mayor storyline now. Maybe it won't matter for this season. Maybe we'll see the first evil or whatever in future seasons. That is a possibility. And if that's the case, that's cool that it was set up like way before the case. But now I'm trying to link it up with the mayor here. I'm trying to like work with the pieces that I was given. The mayor became immortal, and I like that he had like a little to-do list, and he was like, okay, I became immortal. Now I gotta go to this meeting. Plumber rescheduling. Call temp agency. Become invincible. Meeting with the PTA and haircut. It's really funny, actually. Like, this character is a funny character, and I like that they're making characters that are important, but they're also charismatic on some level. There are characters that you will see and you'll kind of remember because of how weird they were, how fun they were, you know? That's why I like the Master in season 1. I like the Master a lot because he was like Dio. He just kept being incredibly theatric about everything that he did, and I was like, oh fuck yes. That's why I also miss Spike and Drew, because they were fucking weird. That's also why I like Mr. Trick when we saw him, and I didn't like his master or whatever, because I was like, that guy doesn't matter. But Mr. Trick did have a fun personality, and then the mayor comes in, and the mayor also has a very fun personality. We learn in this episode that he wants to ascend to a different plane of existence, or whatever the fuck he said. I mean, we can try to dissect that, honestly. Let me launch the episode. The dedication is the final step before my ascension, which is, I suppose, what he did at the end of this episode. After the 100 days, I will be on a higher plane. Whatever that means. That's really fun to me. I don't fucking know what he's talking about, but that sounds really fun. Again, he sounds like a JRPG boss. JRPG bosses keep going on about wanting to become a god or whatever. He sounds like that, and I like that. I like the idea of I will be ascending. I don't know what the fuck that entails, but sure. Because like what we saw in this episode, he became immortal. That wasn't it. He was like, okay, first step done. Now we wait. He said he will become immortal until the ascension. So the ascension hasn't happened yet. The immortality just ensures that he won't die before the ascension. So that means that we will see the ascension, which is something I would have assumed, because, you know, it sounds like an event, and now the ascension, it's probably going to happen like at the end of the season. And when it does finally happen, that's when we're going to probably take him down. I'm guessing we're going to take him down. He's not going to make it, you know? We got to defeat the big bad, because there is a season 4 after all. So yes, we'll get to see the ascension, and everything before that is just going to be built up. We can have the episodic villains of the week before that, but when we get to the finale, that's going to be Ascension. That's what I'm guessing. Okay, so I thought about something. I think I'm onto something here. Let me check. So, okay, this is going to be really funny in the reaction, because, okay, there's going to be like immediately like 5 comments, maybe more than 5, about this. And I just want everyone that commented that to know, hey, I realized that the guy that they killed was the mayor's secretary or whatever. Don't worry, I got it, okay? It very clearly is the same guy. Like, I'm comparing him. I'm going through shots here. And I think it's very clearly the same guy. I'm seeing his dead fucking body. And I'm seeing his face here. And it must be wild because it means that the last thing he saw was, oh shit, I was killed by a Slayer. So he recognized some. And the only reason why I realized this is because in the final scene, he mentions, I don't understand why Alan would miss this. He's usually so punctual. And I latched onto that line and I was like, okay, that has to mean something. And then I thought about it and I'm like, is that the same white guy? Because I'll be honest with you, sometimes I just see actors and I'm like, they just look like background characters to me. I'm like, I'm not gonna remember who the fuck they are. Because I will be honest with you, and this has happened before in the show as well. Sometimes I just see some white dude actor and I'm like, I literally do not remember your face. I don't know who you are. Like, I confuse them constantly. So when I saw this dude, I was just like, oh, it's just some dude. And I feel like part of me thought like he looked familiar, but I was like, whatever, it's just some dude. But no, he is actually the mayor's assistant. Okay. This is interesting now because it means that they killed someone that was actually important to the main antagonist. I'm not sure how important. I'm not saying he's going to be like torn up about it or whatever. But like he cared enough to like wait for him. He was like, oh man, why would he not show up? Like he's usually punctual about this. Like he was someone that was in the know about all the evil plans or whatever that the mayor is doing. And he was this, not his right hand man, because that's Mr. Trick, but you know, left hand. And he's now dead. And they don't know that he's dead, but they're like, okay, he disappeared. So what the fuck happened? So now there's a direct point of conflict between main cast and the antagonist that the main cast instigated. That's wild. I like that. Maybe they can trace it back to Buffy and Faith. Maybe they can do it. Maybe they can't. I don't know. But they do have some supernatural like powers, so maybe they can do it. I don't know if this is gonna matter. But the fact that it was him, the fact that he was that guy, I think it has to matter. There's no, otherwise it would just be some random dude. So yeah, that's wild. Also, sorry, like, again, it's gonna be fun to, like, read people yelling at me about, like, you didn't notice that it was that guy. I notice, eventually. I'm sorry, I'm very face blind when it comes to people sometimes, you know. I'm also name blind. It's difficult for me to remember names. I still don't remember the name of the mayor, actually. It has been said before. I know that it has. I just don't know it. He's just the mayor to me. I only remember Mr. Trick because Trick is such a fun word. But anyway, that is an extra layer of complexity added to this, which is fun, and I like it. So let's talk about the new Watcher. I don't remember his fucking name. Okay, sure, let's go back, actually. Wesley Wyndham Price. God, even his name is obnoxious. Okay, so our boy Wesley here, he didn't die at the end of this episode, so I was wrong on that. Other people died, but here's the thing about him. He's boring as shit, and he's not a good character to have. However, he can become a good character because we can change things. Things can evolve. Things can move and change. And that's what I'm sort of I'm expecting a couple of things. One, he's gonna die like real quick. Two, he's gonna realize what you need to become in order to hang out with the gang. You know, like you need to be a little bit more lenient. You have to be less of an asshole and actually care about people and actually like have field experience and do shit instead of being a coward. Or he's just gonna disappear. He's just gonna leave. He's just gonna contact the consuls. He's gonna be like, I can't do with this shit. Send someone else, you know? Maybe the next Watcher is going to be a fun Watcher, but the thing is that he's not going to cut it, you know? He's either going to change or he's going to leave. And by leave, I mean he's either going to leave or he's going to die. But it is interesting to have him in this episode because, of course, he represents like all of the wrong teachings of the council. God, it sounds like I'm talking about Star Wars or something, but no, like he represents all the like everything that's wrong and everything that needs to change. Because of course, whenever Buff is in the room, Giles is caring. He is reaching out and trying to have a meaningful conversation. This guy is just like, oh, I read about this, and he's just expositing information, and then he gives orders. And Buffy's like, yeah, I'm not about that. Giles, can I talk to you? And then she talks to a real human being. And this guy continuously tells Giles, like, you're doing everything wrong, and that's why the council kicked you out. You have no power over what happens or with the Slayer or whatever. And Giles is like, yeah, sure, man. whatever. Like, he treats Buffy like a normal human being, which Wesley doesn't. So that's the immediate problem. And you see it come, of course, to light more so at the end, where they actually do get into a situation where they're hostages, when they're going to be tortured or whatever. And Giles is like, he's like completely fine. He's like dead face, making jokes and making threats and shit. And this guy is just like, no, oh fuck, what do we do? Oh shit, we gotta stay calm. And it's like, man, that sounds like a you problem. And then he straight up starts selling Buffy out. I mean, not Buffy, but Angel. He starts giving into the enemy's demands. Like, what are you doing, my guy? What it comes down to is you're just a coward. You're just a dumb bookman who, the moment that you're put into a real scenario, dealing with some real shit, you're sitting there being like, oh, fuck, I can't do this. Man, I want out. I don't want them to break my kneecaps or whatever. I will give the monster what they want. And it's like, okay, we're like... what are we doing here? Like, if he was half the watcher he said he was, he would recognize his problems and he would work on them, or he would immediately go back, he would call the council and he would be like, I am a failure, I cannot do this, I'll send someone else. One or the other, but he's just not made for that. He's either gonna believe or he's gonna change, one or the other. And it's cool when Giles gets to show off against them, really. He's like, Doug, and he's like, oh shit, and then he just decapitates as a vampire, and it's cool as shit. And it's Giles is cool. Whenever Giles gets to kick ass, it's cool. But yeah, anyway, this new Watcher, Wesley, I don't know if he's gonna last long. Betting on not. I'm betting on the fact that he won't, probably. But if he does, I'm fine with it, as long as we see a character change and growth, which is something that would be fun. But honestly, I would prefer if this Watcher fucking disappeared and we got another Watcher that was actually more fun. I want to see a fun Watcher. And I understand that that's an oxymoron. I understand that Watchers traditionally aren't fun. I don't fucking give a shit. I want to see a fun Watcher, okay? Let me dream about the things that I would like to see. Because ultimately, I think Buffy the Vampire Slayer is a show that should and often does care more about being a fun show than like whatever in-world consistencies it wants to run with. And I think that's a praise. I think that's a good thing. And that's the way I would write a story. I would definitely write more towards the idea of what is something that would be fun to introduce, rather than, yeah, but it wouldn't make sense for a Watcher to be boring, or to not be a boring pencil pusher. It's like, no, I don't care. Give me someone fun. Fuck it. I like that there is a diary that he starts reading about Giles when he first met Buffy. That might be a very, very incredibly like relevant piece. If Wesley goes down the route of I'm going to change and I'm going to become a better Watcher by becoming a better person, then that diary that Giles wrote might actually be a key component in it. Because it's really fun to read Giles saying like, oh yeah, she's insolent and whatever words she uses are an insult to the English language. I only understand like half of what she says or whatever. Like, that would be fun if you get to see chronologically like Giles changing his mind and changing the way he sees the relationship throughout the pages. And it would be fun if Wesley read that and he started like following in the thought process that Giles had that led into Giles becoming the Giles we know. That would be great if we actually got to see another Watcher go through that and become cool. I can actually see a future where like maybe he lasts the rest of the season, because how long do we have? We don't have long, actually. We have like 10 episodes, actually. I don't know how many episodes the season has, but we have like 10 or less episodes. So maybe the Wesley will stay until the end of the season, and maybe he will change by the end of the season. This is just a prediction. Maybe he will change by the end of the season, and he'll die in the finale. But he will die saving Buffy, or saving Faith, or saving someone, right? He will die doing something that is like an active act of caring, something that will not be done out of like loyalty to the council or whatever, something that will not be done out of like following procedure, and something that will not be done out of cowardice. He's gonna like rise up and he's gonna save people, and he's gonna die in the process, but he's gonna be a fucking hero. That's my prediction for Wesley's character arc. Maybe he will just fucking disappear next episode, and that's completely fine as well. But this is just what I'm cooking here. That's something I would like to see, actually. Alright, so what else can I talk about this episode, honestly? I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about this episode, actually. That was a very quick review. I'm sorry, guys. Because, like, we talk about Buffy and Faith being bad and what the consequences that are and what are going to become. And I don't know what direction they want to take with Alan being dead. You know, there is a direct connection to the main antagonist. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen there. I don't know what the main antagonist is going to do. Like, what the ascension is going to be. I like the ominous message of, like, you're going to wish I kill you because, oh boy, what's coming your way. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm looking forward to the finale. Or whatever happens before the finale, really. But yeah, besides them being bad girls, besides what I already said about the mayor, me mentioning that I realized that it was Alan, and the Watcher Man, I don't know if there's much else I want to talk about. I think that's mostly it. Those are just 3 big topics, really. Usually I have more to say. I don't know, I feel like I'm lackluster today. I'm sorry, guys. It's a little late for me. I'm sitting here being like, maybe this is it. Maybe I should just go and take a break now. Buffy did feel that high for like a second. And like, something I can mention is the fact that Buffy is talking about it at school during the exam that she run away from. Really, she just dropped out of that shit. So that's going to be a problem in the future, academically speaking. But it's fun that she's like talking about she got this high and she just started kill this dude. And she was like, hell yeah, maybe Fate is onto something. And I don't know if there's any merit to this. I suppose I should look it up before I talk bullshit out of my mouth, but... So I like, you know what, this is fine, actually. I remember hearing that it actually feels kind of good when you're about to drown to death. Don't do this. But I heard that like people that almost drown say that the moment where right before they're about to just pass out and die, it kind of feels good. If they got rescued and survive and they talk about it and they're like, yeah, it was weird. Like it felt like, oh God, I'm drowning. This sucks. But then there's a moment of like feeling good and peace. And the reason why I was laughing is because I Googled, do you feel good right before you drown? And Google told me, help is available. Speak with someone today. This is the suicide line. Thanks, Google, but I'm okay. That's not what I'm asking. I'm just asking a question here. A person with laryngospasms drowns without any water in his lungs. Wow. So I guess that guy from Georgia Stone Ocean was onto something, actually. Okay, you know, there's a bunch of different people saying different things. But some people say it's peaceful or brutal. Some people say it's torture. Some people say no pain, just comfort. There's a bunch of different ways you can drown. But in my headcanon for what happened this episode, I can imagine that Buffy was drowning and she kind of drowned. And that moment right before she drowned, she was like, she felt good. She felt a rush. Like her body was like, girl, go. And then she stood back up and then she just fucking started fighting people. I like to think that that's what happened because that's why she felt good about it. Because she was like, oh, fuck, I'm alive, you know? So maybe that was the height that she was seeking. And that's what kind of turned her to be a bad girl this episode, but wasn't good. Or it could have just been her tricking people, just being like, because that's something I always think about, right? Whenever you see someone being suffocated in a movie or show or whatever, I always think about like, stop moving, okay? Just stop moving. Just do it voluntarily. And then they'll think that they killed you. And that's where you get them, right? That's when you do it. That's something I always think about because always in the movies, you see them struggling and then they stay quiet and they're dead. And I'm like, bullshit. If anyone, I feel like anyone would do this, they would just pretend to be that. And then when the pressure alleviates, you can fight back. And it's like, I got you, you know? You thought I was gone, but I'm fine. That was a trick. You fell for my trap, you fool. Thundercross split attack is the ultimate combination of attack and defense. I'm just gonna go now. Like, whenever I run out of things to say, I just start making Georgia references. I'm just gonna disappear now. Okay, that was it for this episode of the Buffy reaction. It was a good one. Yeah, thank you so much to you guys for tuning in. See you next week. And alright everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to this reaction of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you would like to watch the next episode reaction, next 2 actually, you can already do so or at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below, social media, all sorts of cool stuff that I do. See you guys next time. Take care everybody. Bye bye.